Good afternoon. The Bureau of Jail Management and Penology says alleged sex offender Apollo Kiboloy is in the hospital after being diagnosed with pneumonia. In a message on Tuesday, September 30, BJMP spokesperson Jail Superintendent J-Rex Bustinera says Kiboloy has been in the hospital since September 11. Kiboloy was detained at the Pasig City Jail. However, Bustinera says he was rushed to a public hospital after experiencing difficulty breathing. He adds that Kiboloy was later diagnosed with community-acquired pneumonia. Bustinera then says that the court handling his case has already issued an order authorizing his hospitalization after being informed of Kiboloy's situation. As of Tuesday, Bustinera says Kiboloy is stable and recovering at the hospital. The Kingdom of Jesus Christ founder is facing child abuse and human trafficking cases before the Quezon City and Pasig City courts. Kiboloy is also facing several criminal charges in the U.S., including conspiracy to engage in sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion, and sex trafficking of children, among others. The Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, together with partner agencies and institutions, gathered to reaffirm their commitment to serving communities nationwide. Find out more in this report.
Held on September 5, 2025 at the Manila Hotel with the theme Serving More Through Greater Collaboration, the PCSO's Charity Summit 2025 highlights the significance and impact of collaboration on achieving great milestones in public service and humanitarian work. Over 250 stakeholders were in attendance, including local executives, partner institutions, and representatives from NGOs, civic groups, and beneficiaries. PCSO General Manager Mel Robles delivered a report on the agency's accomplishments, citing a total of 7.97 billion pesos worth of aid expended since 2022, supporting almost 1 million Filipinos across the nation. According to him, universal access to healthcare is important to Filipinos because not all of them have access to hospitals, so the PCSO aims to help democratize healthcare mobility.
On August 16, 2025, we further expanded coverage with the delivery of 124 units to local government units in Eastern Visayas. Today we have delivered 1,297 PTVs to local government units.
Beyond funding and medical equipment, the PCSO has also contributed patient transport vehicles. As of August 2025, the agency has distributed a total of 1,297 PTVs nationwide, covering 75.23% of the 1,724 LGUs nationwide. The PCSO intends to continue supporting the national government to achieve 100% nationwide coverage of all 1,724 LGUs. The agency will be procuring 375 more PTVs by the end of the year, with future plans to also procure sea ambulances and mobile health and dental clinics. The PCSO will also be focusing on its equipment donation program in partnership with government hospitals to help expand their capacity to serve patients. Some of the beneficiary representatives in attendance also came forward to express their appreciation for the support they've received from PCSO and its partner agencies and shared what they've achieved through their support. The summit also included the symbolic handprints on the commitment wall, where the agency and its partner institutions and organizations pledged their continued dedication to public service and humanitarian work. PCSO's 2025 Charity Summit was a gathering of agencies and partner institutions dedicated to public service and humanitarian work, with a commitment to collaborating on sustainable initiatives that aim to benefit communities nationwide.
The Votas representative Toby Tiangco believes the resignation of former Ako Bicol Representative Zaldico is not enough to absolve him of accountability. In a statement, Tiangco warns Ko that his decision to remain abroad instead of confronting corruption allegations against him could be read as a tacit admission of guilt. Tiangco says resigning and hiding abroad is an insult to the country's institutions and to the Filipino people. He adds that what the public deserves is for Ko to face the allegations against him by coming back to the Philippines. He stresses that Ko should not be allowed to dictate the terms of his return while facing possible charges over alleged anomalies in flood control projects. Tiangco earlier filed an ethics complaint against Ko. He accused Ko of masterminding last-minute insertions and realignments to the 2025 national budget. Ko denied this allegation, calling it baseless. The Independent Commission for Infrastructure recommended to the Ombudsman the filing of graft charges against Ko and several others for an alleged anomalous project in Oriental Mindoro. Ko is currently out of the country, supposedly to seek medical treatment, but House Speaker Boji D ordered him to come home by September 29. Instead of coming home on D's imposed deadline, Ko posted on his Facebook page his resignation letter. Ko cited supposed grave and imminent threats to his and his family's safety as reason for stepping down. He also cited the supposed denial of due process. Groups urged the International Criminal Court to impose disciplinary sanctions against former President Rodrigo Duterte's defense lawyer, Nicholas Kaufman. In a statement, groups composed of human rights advocates and families of drug war victims cite Kaufman's engagement in disinformation. According to the statement, Kaufman supposedly distorted the factual record before the ICC on at least 2 separate occasions. They believe this is an effort to advance Duterte's request for interim release. The groups recall that in a September 26 filing, Kaufman supposedly twisted a statement of Palace Press Officer Claire Castro. Kaufman said the Philippine government now contemplated without objection Duterte's request for the interim release. But Castro only said that the Philippines will accept any decision made by the ICC. The coalition also recounts how Kaufman inaccurately claimed in a June 12 filing that the ICC prosecution agreed to the interim release of the former president. The prosecution later denied this in another court filing. The groups say inaccurate claims foster distrust and doubt among drug war victims and other affected communities. They stress that this squanders the opportunity to achieve meaningful justice and reparations through the ICC. They likewise believe that disinformation weaponizes the processes of the ICC to demoralize and distress the families of victims. The coalition then urges the ICC to impose disciplinary sanctions against Kaufman for his repeated misrepresentation of facts in official findings. They also call on the ICC prosecutor and the Office of the Public Counsel for Victims to work together in combating all forms of disinformation. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.